I'm going to grab another question from the comments, and Mr. Grant, I'll direct this one to you. And it's from Sergeant Hernandez, and she says, with a probable 90-day immunity after infection/illness, how often will the COVID-19 vaccine be required?
So that's actually a really good question. And so, things to keep in mind, immunity. So there's actually a really good study that was done about, still in preliminary, but I think the most recent data that was sent out from that study was about 2 months ago. And it shows immunity from getting the virus, antibodies staying present for up to 8 months. That's still going on, right? So that's something we do know. Presence of time is one of the things that we absolutely don't have. So I'd love to say this vaccine, just based on modeling, this vaccine should have the capability to give immunity for well over a year. So that I would love to absolutely say that. But we haven't experienced this for a year yet, so we could do a true modeling on this. So as it stands right now, I think, from a science-based community, we're hoping at least a year. And we haven't seen any data that shows the antibodies that individuals getting the vaccine in the early phases of the trials, that the antibodies are waning. So we do believe that that is accurate. But we have seen, as stated before, that there's individuals with the virus that has lost some level of immunity very rapidly. The other thing to keep in mind, there's a different level of antibodies, significantly more antibodies that's created by being exposed to the vaccine versus the virus as well. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, sir.
So Captain Pytlik, I'd like to just second what was said there. As a whole, there are multiple studies out now showing natural COVID-19 infections with 6-month, 8-month antibodies present. But most of the time, our vaccines, the way we develop them with the primer for the first dose, the second dose following up, create a more robust antibody response. And even with some of the antibodies that have waned over time, there are other mechanisms in our body, the T cells, the B cells, that continue to provide an immune response as a whole. So talking about just antibodies waning and all of that, it was said perfectly. We don't know how long the vaccine will last because we are still dishing it out. But the hypothesis out there is that it will last a long time because it is going to create such a robust immune response compared to a natural infection.
Got it. Perfect.